Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, my name is Rajita Devi, Government Degree College, Hayat Nagar, Department of Computer Science. Today I am going to discuss about on BSc fourth semester data management systems. In that, I am going to discuss about on these things, data modeling, the importance of data modeling, and then basic building blocks of data model, relationships, data dictionary, and index. In this, firstly I am going to discuss about on the first thing, data modeling. In this data modeling, what is a data modeling? In this, the process of creating a specific data model. In this, a specific data model for determining problem domain. For example, we are taking an organization, some data model we are taking. In that, in that data model we are creating a specific data model. In this, we are they are facing any problem. For determining problem domain, we are giving the determining the problem domain. A problem domain is clearly defined area within the real world environment with well defined scopes and boundaries. In this, a problem having they're facing very any problem domain is clearly defined within the scope and boundaries. This is about a data modeling. In that, I am going to discuss about what is a data model. Data model is a relatively simple graphical representation, which is we are going to take an symbols we are using. In that, they are getting a relationship relatively simple and graphical representation. The main function is to help to understand the complexity. They are facing any problem, we have to understand the complexity of a real world environment within the database environment. In this, data model is a blueprint containing all the instructions to build a data base that meet the end user requirement. Whatever they want to complexity, they want to clear the complexity of data model is a blueprint, which is a blueprint containing all the instructions. They are having all the instruction to build a database that meet end user. They want to the end user how to design our project that meet the end user requirement. This is about data modeling. After that, the importance of data model. Data models can facilitate interaction among the designer and the application programmer and the end user. Data models can facilitate it can facilitate interchange among the designer who want the facilitation interchange among the designer, the application programmer, and the end user. There, it having the end user whatever he wanted to take, and among the interaction and designer, the application programmer, and the end user, which is about an importance. For example, I am taking here one example, what is a data, and this which is converted into three: application programmer and the designer and the end user will be there. In this, data is which is converted into the three parts: application programmer and designer and end user. Application programmer is he has to design some project, and it gives to the end user whatever he want. And then a well defined data model can easily understand. If we develop a data model easily, they can use to end user, easily used to the end user. The organization for the which the database design is developed, any organization for which the database is design is developed. And then next is the data model or communication total different manager. which is having communication totally different view, total different view data different view data differently, and application programmers having another view of data being more, which is about an data modeling. And then also having concern with the data location, formatting, and then specific reporting requirements. He has to concentrate with the data location and formatting and specific report requirements. This is about data modeling. After that, I am going to tell about on the topic of basic building blocks of data model, which is a what is a basic building. We have to build a data model whenever we want to develop a data model. We have to know about the things of the basic building blocks of data models are. First one is the entity. What is an entity? To know about the things. What is attribute? What is a relationship? What is a constraints? These are the things we know about the how to build a data model. What is an entity? We are going to tell about. An entity is anything we are going to about which the data are to be collected or stored. Data is entity is nothing but a person, a place, a thing, or an event. Everything we have to take on this place. An entity represents a particular type of object, which is a particular type of object in the real world. In the real world, we have to take an entity which is a particular type. That is, for example, customer. Customer is an entity type, and student is an entity type. Patient is an entity type, and employee is also an entity type. Which is these are about the entity. Entity means we have to take a person, place, anything or event in the real world. For example, we have to take customer or student or patient, anything we have to take in that. After that, attribute. What is an attribute? Attribute means an attribute is a characteristics of an entity. Which is a characteristics? Attribute is a entity having some characteristics, that is attribute. A customer is, for example, a customer is an entity which is having attributes such as customer last name, customer first name, customer phone number. And a customer is an entity. For example, I am taking entity is an customer which is having attribute. Customer having so many attributes such as customer name, customer first name, customer phone number. For example, this is diagrammatical I am showing here in this picture. Customer having customer phone number, customer last number, customer first number, customer first name, last name, customer phone number, and customer address, which is going to divided in three attributes. Customer is an entity. Customer having some attributes. He has like some characteristics. Customer having customer first name, customer last name, customer phone number, customer address. This is about what is the relationship in between entity and attribute. After that, what is a relationship? In this relationship, a relationship describes an association among entities. Which is a relationship? It describes entities. What is the relationship in between the entities? It describes. Example, a relationship exists between customer and agent, and then customer agent. There are two entities are there. An agent can serve many customers, and each customer may be served by one agent. For example, I am taking one agent. It may serve many customers. It may serve many. One agent having may serve to many customers, and each customer may be served by one agent. For example, I am taking here for this definition, data model use three types of relationship. In this, one to many relationship having, and then many to many relationship, and then one to one relationship is there. Three types of data models are there, that is interconnected with the interrelations with the relationship. One to many relationship, many to many relationship, and one to one relationship. In that, what is the meaning of one-to-many relationship? A painter, for example, I am taking here one-to-many relationship. A painter paints different paintings, but each one of them is painted by only one painter. A painter having a habit of paintings, but a painter different paintings. A painter having to paint a different painting, but each one paint, a painter having each one of them is painted by only one painter. That is the one to many relationship. And then the painter, the one is related to the painting, the many. One painter is related to the painting, to many. Therefore the database designer label the relationship painter to painting as one to many relationship. This is the definition I am going to shown as shown in the figure. A painter having one paint. Painter is an entity which is having a symbol. Symbol is a paint, which is a rhombus symbol, which is a rectangle symbol, that is a rhombus symbol, which is a collection, which is the relationship in between the painter and relationship. And then that is only one to one relationship. A painter having painting is a more than relationship, that is one to many relationship. After that, many to many relationships. An employee may learn many job skills, and each job skill may be learned by the many employees. One employee is there, he has to learn many job skills, more than one skills, and each job skill may be learnt by many employees. Every job skill may be learnt by many employees, not only one. The database designer label the relationship. The database designed label, it having the label, that relationship. For example, employee learn skill as many to many relationship, as shown in the figure. Employee and skills is the entities. There is a relationship between in between the learn. Employee having learned skills, many skills. Employee having learned to learn skills as many to many relationship. He has to learn more than one skills. He has to know more than one skills. That is many to many relationship. And then one to one relationship is there. A retail company management structure may require that each of its store be manager. For example, I am taking here one company is there that having a manage structure, that is how to manage their structure. Managing a structure may require that each of its stores be a manager. Every store having some manager is there, who's an employees. There is so many employees are there. An employee manager only a single store. One manager is only a single store. Therefore the relationship is employee manages stores is labeled as one to one relationship. Employee stores are the entities which is connected with the managers. Employee manages many stores will be there. One stores will be there. Employee manages stores, which is a one to one relationship. After that, the next topic I will go to discuss on about this database model. In this, a database model is a theory or specification describing how a database is structured and used. For example, I am taking one database model which is a theory or specification describing. I am going to in this database is a theory or a specific description which is having specific characteristics, how a database is structured, how the database is structured and used, how can we use it database. It is the theoretical foundation of database, which is a theoretical foundation of database, or fundamentally determines in which manner data can be stored, organized and manipulated in the database system. In which manner data can be stored, how can we store, and how can we organize the database, how can we manipulate the database in the database system, which is a database model definitions. After that, I am going to discuss about on that common data models are. In this common data models are one by one. First one is the hierarchical model, and then next one is the network model, and then relational model, and entity relationship model, and then object relational model will be there. First one, a hierarchical model is there. In this hierarchical data model is one of the oldest database model. It is developed in 1960s to manage large amount of data. Complex project they are facing in that data is organized into a tree like structure, which is the oldest model, and having a tree structure and manage large amount of data complexity. They are facing many complexities on this type of database, such that this structure contains levels or segments, which having some levels and segments will be there. Hierarchical model is a tree structured with the record formatting, the nodes and fields, which having a tree structure, and some information is hidden in with the records, and it having the some nodes and fields will be there. And then structure allows one to many relationship between the data segments, which having one to many relationship between, so some segments will be there. In this root segment in this shown in the figure, which is a structure will be in the final part will be there. The final part will be divided into three components, component A and component B and component C will be there. That is the level segment 1, and then level segment 2 will be there, part 1. Part P there is nothing I am taking here, and component C, which is divided into part 2 and part 3, and then part 1 which is part 1 and part 2, part 3 will be the level segment is 2, and then in part 1 which is divided into part A and part B, part in this component C, part 2 which is have divided into part C and part 3, part D and part E. This is a level segment 3. This is about root segment, which is a hierarchical. In this hierarchical model, the root nodes and fields will be there. The structure allows one to many relationship data segments. This is about a hierarchical data model. Mother, for example, I am taking here for this. Mother and child relationship has only one mother, but a mother can have multiple children. If this is a relationship hierarchical model, for this example I am taking here, a mother relationship has only one mother. A child having one mother, but mother can have multiple children, no more than one children if he have. One to many relationship between a mother, it's children segment. This is a children segment, one to many relationship. And then in this hierarchical model, some advantages and disadvantages are there. Advantages is the simplicity, which having the simplicity and data security. They are maintaining data integrity and data independency and efficiency, having these advantages of in a hierarchical model. And some disadvantages will be there in this hierarchical model. Implementation is very complexity. They are not maintaining the implementation complexity. And then second one is database management problems. They are facing some database management problems. Management is not correct. If you make any changes in the database structure of the hierarchical database, then you need to make the necessary changes in all the applications that are access the database. If we are changing the, for example, in structure component A, we are changing one part A, it will be reflected to the all the fields. That is not correct. Then you need to make the necessary changes in all the applications. It applied to the all the application that access the database, which is a disadvantages for data management problem. And then next, lack of structure independence. They are not maintaining the lack of structure independence. In hierarchical database system, use physical storage pattern. They are using only physical storage pattern to navigate to the different data segments. There are different we are taking whenever we are to navigate data segments, so that the application program should have a good knowledge of the relevant access paths to access the data. They are not going to relevant paths, they are not getting the relevant paths to access the data. This is the disadvantages of hierarchical model. And then application program complexity, and they are not giving a programmer, application programmer giving very easy, they are giving a complexity problem for the application program. And then operational anomalies, it's having a bugs will be there. In this hierarchical database model suffers from the some three bugs will they are facing in that: insert anomalies and update anomalies and deletion anomalies. Three bugs will be there, they are not maintaining three bugs. This is the disadvantages of a hierarchical database model. And then one more is there, implementation limitation is there. Many of the common relationships do not convert to the one-to-many relationship by the hierarchical model. The many-to-many relationships are more common in real life, are very difficult and implement in hierarchical model. In this, so many of common relationship do not convert to the one-to-many relationship by the hierarchical model. Many-to-many relationship which having the common and real life and very difficult and implementing in hierarchical model, which is some disadvantages of hierarchical model. After that I am going to discuss about on the thing network database model. In this, a network model was created to represent complex data structure more efficiently than the hierarchical model, which is when we are taking before going to that hierarchical model, which is the best network database model compared to that. To improve database performance and standard organized data using two fundamental concepts are there. First one is the record and second one is the sets. Record contain fields and it defines one-to-many relationship between record. One owner, one member will be there. Each record can have multiple parents, which is having, when one record we are taken, which it having multiple parents. And then composite sets and sets will be there, composite of sets having there, and each set have own records and member records will be there, and many member may have several owners. This is for a network database model. I am taking here one example figure will be there. This is a network model, so many sets will be there in this. After that I am going to discuss about on the data dictionary. It is used to store data descriptions. Data dictionaries which is having, we have to store data descriptions and design descriptions and application program descriptions and user information, whatever user used that information that is stored in data dictionary. Uses and usage and standards are stored in data dictionary. And then in shortly rules and regulations are stored in data dictionary. Data dictionary do not contain any actual data from the database. They are not maintaining actual data, but only it is only bookkeeping information for managing purpose. For managing purpose, they are bookkeeping information only stored in data dictionary. Without a data dictionary, a DBMS cannot access the data from the database. Which is any database not having the data dictionary which is not access. Data dictionary will store information such as such types of what type of data information stored in data dictionary. Let us see. In this it's having name. That type of database will be stored in data dictionary, when it was created and when it was last accessed, and then name and the data types of its attributes and security information, where the data is stored, and these type of things are only stored in data dictionary. Data dictionaries is of two types will be there: active data dictionary and passive data dictionary. In this, active data dictionary is used by the DBMS softwares users and designers and database administrators Only in active DBMS softwares will be there, and users also will be there, and designers will be there, and the database administrators will be in this active data dictionary. And passive data dictionary is used by the user only will be there, and designers and database administrator will be there. This is about a data dictionary. In this subtopic will be there system catalog. It is used by the programmer only. Catalog provides the information stored it into user and the database administrator having. In this, catalog provides the information is stored it into user only, and the database administrator will be there. And but it is mainly accessed by the various software models of DBMS itself, such as DDL model will be there, and DML model is there, and compiler, the query optimizer, the transaction processor, and report generator will be there. Catalog is nothing but DDL and DML, and compiler is also is there. Query optimizer is there. The transaction processor and report generators is there. Catalog is nothing but it is used by the programmer. And then next subtopic is index is there. What is an index? A database is a data structure that improves the speed of data retrieving operations on database table. A database is a data structure which is having some structure that improve the speed. How to improve our speed to maintain a data structure. How to maintain our data structure. Speed of data retrieval operations. Whenever we want to retrieve the type of operation, the type of information, data retrieve operations on database table. All the database software includes indexing technology. All the database softwares, so many softwares will be there. All the database they are having database software includes indexing technology to improve performance. And indexing containing two parts will be there: index key and index pointer will be there. Index pointer is nothing but a set of pointers, and index is a ordered arrangement of keys and pointers. Index is nothing but order arranging. They are maintaining order of keys and pointers. Each key pointed to the location of data. Whenever we are taking some order, that order having some pointers, that pointer is to the location of the data. Where is the data is it shown the location. Some example I am taking here. Painting table index will be there. I am taking here in that 1 2 3 and like that 1 2 4 it will be there. 1 2 6 and 3 5 will be there. In this key pointer is I am indicating in the first column, and 1 2 3 and 1 2 6, and then pointed to the painting table rows. So that is 1 2 3 and 3 5 is the second column will be there. For example, I am taking here pin number and painting table number and painting title and painter number. Something number will be I am displayed in first column, and title will be then second column, and third column painter numbers, which is having to some indicated, which is 1 2 3 will be indicated 1 2 3, and then 1 2 3 it will be 3 having. Painting table rows with which is indicating I am giving 3 lines will be there, 3 rows will be there, which is indicating 1 2 3, and then 1 2 6 is a two multiples, that is I am taking here 2 lines will be there, 2 indications will be there, and 3 5 is the which is 1 2 3, the above table relationship between the 1 2 3 having in that 1 to 6 having 3 5. It will be shown as shown will be there. 1 to 6 it will be I am taking in this the table is relation key pointer will be there 1 to 6 having 3 5. In this 1 to in the row 1 to 6 having 3 comma 5 pointed to the painting table. 1 to 3 is it which is indicating to the 1 to 4, that is painting to the painting table rows. These are the key pointers. This is the index. This is about an index table, and what is the index and key pointer numbers related to the painting table index and painted to the painting table rows. So this is about in this small subtopic is and types of indexes are there. These are the subtopics in this So many indexes are there, that is I am taking here 4 types of bitmap index is there, dense index is there, spare index is there, and reverse index is there. This is about a topic of on indexes. And then next I am going to tell about on these things, normalization. Before going to that, we know about these three things, then we will to understand the normalization easily. Well structured relation. Before going to the normalization, we know these three things, well structured relationship. In this relationship, it contains minimum redundancy, not repeated. Redundancy means repetition having minimum, then only well structured relation. Allow user to insert, which allows user to insert and modify and delete the rows in a table without error or inconsistency. Without error in this they are maintained. Minimal redundancy, well structure. For example, I am taking one example here. Employee ID is there, some names are there, department name is there, and salary having there. In the above table, each row contains a data description. Every table having a data description, and it containing say each row contains a data description, one employee, and any modification to an employee data is confirmed to one row of the table, each having one row of the table. And then next having functional dependency, which is having functional dependency. A constraints between two sets of attributes for any relationship R attribute, and B is a functional dependency on attribute A. The dependency of B on A represents by an arrow A to B, which is functional dependency means between two sets. I am taking two sets of attributes will be there. Two sets of attributes are there for an relation. One relation is there, it having two sets. Attribute relation is R, attribute is B. Functional dependency, which is an attribute A. The dependency of B on B, the dependency is B, A to B. A is a dependence on B on a representation by an arrow. The following figure shows functional dependency. Here name, salary, and department numbers are employee ID. Above figure I am taking here, in that depends on, in this figure I am taking here. This figure follows this functional dependency. In this, the following figure shows the functional dependency. Employee ID, name is there, salary is there, and department is there. In this department number, and then the following figure shows the functional dependency. In this functional dependency, department number represents ID will be there, name is there, and salary is there, and then department number is there. In this, employee ID having some IDs which is dependent on name and salary is there. Some attributes, all are attributes. Employee ID is all an attribute, and name and salary and department number is also an attribute. But primary key are identifier and employee ID, employee name and salary, department number, and normal attributes are there. These are the totally functionally dependence on employee ID is dependent with the name. With the name, ID depends on name, salary, department number is depends on employee ID, which is department ID, which is dependent on employee ID. That is dependent number represents ID. That means depends a number of an ID. This is dependency, functional dependency. Employee ID is a name, salary, department number. Employee ID is the determinant, the attribute on the left side of the arrow in the functional dependency in this relation. Employee ID is a determinant. ID is an unique, that attribute on the left side of the arrow in the functional dependency. A to which is shown above figure, A to B is a functional dependency. In this relation, all the all the other attributes are functional, and the arrow is determinant dependent on the employee ID. All the other attributes are functional, remaining are name, salary, department number. All the other functional, the arrow is determinant depends on employee ID. This is about on functional dependency. After that, these things, the normalization. The topic is normalization. The process of decomposition is relation with the anomalous to produce smaller and well structured relation. Normalization is nothing but decomposing and divided. It means decomposing a relation with the anomalous. Anomalous means errors. To produce, it will gives a smaller and well structured relation. It gives a smaller and well structured. It will gives. Steps in normalization. It can be accomplished understand in stages, each of which correspond to a normal form. It can be accomplished and understood in stages. Some stages will be there, each which corresponding to a normalization, which is having some types will be there. Normal form 1, 2, 3, third and backward, and like that. For fourth normal form and fifth normal form will be there. In this first normal form, a state of relation that results from applying simple rules regarding functional dependency to that relation. In this, a state having there, in one state will be there of a relation that resultant having there from applying simple rules regarding functional dependency to that relation. First normal form, any multi-valued attribute have been normal form removed, so it will be if we having multi attributes having normal form, it will be removed. There is a single value at the intersection of each row and column of table. Every row and column, it will having intersection of single value. And second normal form will be there. Any particular function dependency having removed, it will having a particular functional, a particular a partial functional dependency having removed. And then third one is any transitive dependency have been removed. And then fourth one is a remaining anomalous that result from functional dependency have been removed. Fourth normal form, any multi-valued dependency have been removed. And fifth normal form, any remaining anomalous have been removed, which is briefly explained below. Table with the multi-valued attribute. First one is multi-valued attribute, and first normal form removed partial dependency, second normal form is removed transitive dependency, and then fourth normal form is remove remaining anomalous fourth functional dependency, and Bicot normal form will be there, and then fourth normal form remove multi-valued dependency is there, fifth normal form remove remaining anomalies will be there. After that, one by one I will discuss it about on the first normal form. A relation that contains no multi-value attributes, which we having some relation will be there that contains no multi-value attributes. That is, in a relation, the value at the intersection of each row, every row and column must be atomic. It will be an atomic. The following table contains the repeating groups values will be there. In this employee ID, first I am taking here employee ID and name, salary and course title and data completed. In this employee ID, I am taking one column will be there, name one column is there, and salaries one column is there, and title one column is there, and then data completed, when the completed it having. In this shows first normal, the above table contains multi-valued attributes is converted to a relation in first normal form by extending the data in each column to fill cells that are empty. In this table, compared to that above table, the above table contain multi-valued attributes which is having multi-valued attributes. Something about on this, in this first row A is something, in this 2 dates will be the date completed 2 and the two courses will be there, 2 having, and then next one is 2 courses is there and 2 dates will different dates will be there. Then next one is it which will having column to fill the cells that are empty. Empty will be also we are extending the data in each column to fill cells that are empty. Empty columns we are filling in this before table and this table. After that, second normal form. In this second normal form, a relation first normal form in which every non-key attribute is fully functional dependent on the primary key. Fully functional, which will be depends on fully functional primary key. A relation that is in first normal form will be in second normal form if any one of the following conditions specified. Any of condition compared to first normal form, second will be the some conditions having there. The primary key contains only one attribute, one column having, it's having must and should one column. Every non-key attribute is functionally dependent on the full set of primary key attributes. Full set of primary key attributes. The following figure shows functional dependency in employee. Employee having employee ID, course title, name, salary and data completed. Primary keys, which is primary key employee ID is related to the course title. One employee having one title, one ID, and one course having one title, one title will be there, which is a relationship between the primary key only. This primary key employee IDs depends on date completed. And then employee IDs which is depends on the name and salary. More than one primary key is called composite key, which is having more than one primary keys. In this we are having two primary keys. More than one primary key is called a composite key. This is a second normal form, and then this is continued to these are marks shows functional dependencies are employee ID, name, salary. Employee ID having a course title, date, which is when the date is completed. The primary key for this employee ID course title relation is composite key. Employee ID which is having employee ID and course will be there and title is there, which is a relationship, is a more than one relationship, but that's why this is a composite key. Non-key attributes are there. Name and salary are functional dependent on part of the primary key employee ID but not course title. But not a course title. In this we are having partial functional dependency. It is a functional dependency in which one or more non-key attributes are there, or functionally dependent on the part of the primary key. Employee ID, sum is there, table is decomposed in the following employee and employee course relation is there. Employee ID having name and salary will be there. Employee course having employee ID and course is there, and date is completed. When the date completed. This is about the second normal form, and third normal form will be there. A relation that is in the second normal form has no transitive dependency. There is no dependencies. Transitive dependence means a functional dependency between two or more non-key attributes having, which is having a two or more non-key attributes. Non-key attributes will be there. For example, I am taking here an example. Consider the relation sales will be there. A sales having a customer ID, name, salesperson and regions will be there. Customer ID, name, salesperson, region. One column I filled in this figure. As shown in the figure. In this functional dependency, sales having a customer ID, name, salesperson and region. Non-key attributes. These are the non-key attribute. Salesperson is some region, which will be customer ID, name, salesperson, region. Salesperson is depends on the region, which region he is located. Non-key attribute. This is transitive dependency in sales region, customer ID and name, salesperson, region is there. Salesperson having some region. Non-key attributes means nothing but customer ID is the primary key. Customer ID is the primary key. And then so that all the remaining attributes, name and salesperson, region is the remaining attributes are functionally dependent on this attribute. Functionally they are dependent on these attributes. Totally attributes are depends on customer ID. This is the after that region attributes is a functional dependence on the salesperson. Salesperson is a non-key, and as there are three anominals is sales region, insertion anominal and deletion anominal and modification anominal. Insertion is a new salesperson. Some salesperson is there assigned to the north region and cannot be entered until customer has been assigned to that salesperson, since a value for customer ID must be proved to insert a row in the table. In this insertion anomaly, that salesperson, since a value customer ID will be there, must be provided. Customer ID must provided to insert a row in a table which is having a row, that is he must be provide a row in a table. And then deletion anomaly will be there. If a customer member something will be there is deleted from a table, we lost the information that a salesperson some name is there is assigned to each region. If we want to delete any column in the table, we will lose the information that salesperson some is assigned to each region. This is the insertion deletion anomaly. And then modification anomaly is there. If a salesperson some will be there is assigned to the east region, he is Smith and assigned to east region, several rows must be changed to reflect that fast these anomalies are as a result of the transitive dependency can be removed by decomposing sales to into regions. In this modification, customer ID having their name and salesperson and region will be there. Salesperson is located to some region will be there. This is decomposed into salesperson, which is a salesperson is a region. We are in this row, we are dividing in two parts. That is customer ID, name and then salesperson. The salesperson is decomposed into a region. That's why in this anomaly. And salesperson, sales one is customer ID and name sales, which is a foreign key, which is customer ID. Two parts we are dividing with two keys we are using, primary key and foreign key will be there. These two figures related with this primary key. Customer ID is a primary key and salesperson is a foreign key. Foreign key will be there. These are the two related figures. And then next form is Bicart normal form is there. In this Bicart normal form, the relation in which every determinant is a candidate key, every key having a candidate key. A candidate key is an attribute or combination of attribute that uniquely identifies a row in a relation which is having a row. A candidate key must satisfy the following conditions, which is having following condition. All the conditions they are following, they are satisfied. They satisfy the following properties. First one is the unique identification. For every row, the value of key must uniquely identify that row. If we having one row, that is must uniquely identify. Every row uniquely identify. Unique identification. This is the candidate key. In this non-redundancy, no attribute in the key. There is no attribute in the key can be deleted without destroying the proper of unique identification. Deleting without destroying the proper of unique identification. There is no unique identification. Don't delete the without destroying. No attributes in the key. This is non-redundancy. And then next topic is the SDLC model will be there. In this system development life cycle, the next topic is this is a important topic, system development life cycle. It is a traditional methodology used to develop, maintain and replace information system. If we want to develop a system or project, if we want to, some example, we are taking some project, we need to the following steps. First one is project identification and selection. How the project is identified and how to select. If we need to project identification and selection, how it is the project is, how to select. Second one is project initiation and planning, how they initiate the project and how to planning that project, type of project, analysis and design, system implementation and maintenance. These are the steps, and the following we are. Project identification depends on the project initiation and planning, and project initiation and planning is depends on analysis is depends on design is depends on implementation depends on maintenance. These are the main steps in the SDLC model. Structure will be having some structure of SDLC model. Project identification of system. These steps included the identification of the system which we are developing, in which whenever we choose a project identification, these some steps includes identification of the system, how to identify the system that which we are developing. In that what we are developing in that system, we know the things, After that, then only we choose the type of project identification of the system, and the feasibility means whether the project or system is able to develop or this place feasibility study like, which having some feasibility is there, organization feasibility is there, and economic, how the economic feasibility are there, technical feasibility is there, operational feasibility there. In project initiation, to develop and design a project, first we need to the things, total plan, we know that things. For that, these system steps includes the planning of the system. Analysis is there. In this phase, we can concentrate on each end user requirement organization, that requirement or necessity to develop a project. These are so many requirements will be there that need to necessary to develop a project or system. And design, you know, the design system analytical describes got the system requirement that full the need of user system design specify how the system will complete the objectives. We know the things these about project initiation and planning we know, and analysis you know, and design you know. In this design two steps will be there. Logical design is there and physical design is there. Logical is it contains specification of all data forms, all forms and reports, you know the things, process rules, you know the things. And physical design is there. In physical include the specification of programs, methods and database structures, and processing the purpose of this steps is developed all the technology, you know the things of design, logical and as well as the physical design. And system implementation is there. In this system implementation, this phase includes the total software development, implementing program structure, processes, and the applying corresponding rules, and contains development of documentation and verification. As known, you know the things, software development implementation, how the software development implementation, how the structure procedures, and the how the document what completed the document and the verified. And testing will be there. Next one is the individual program and procedures are tested to get accurate result. After that, the total system is restarted. Then only after testing the total system is restarted. And maintenance is there. Maintenance in values modifying. Whenever we are using the system is not working, then only if we any error, modifying that error and replacing the original system for getting better system maintenance. And then next one is the fourth normal form, a relation in BCNF, Bicot normal form. This is we are calling with that Bicot normal form contains no multi-value dependency, which is having no multi-valued dependency. The type of dependency that exists when there are at least three dependence attributes A and B and C in a relation with a well-defined set B and C valued for each A value, but those B and C value are independent of each other. For example, offering course 1 will be there, instructor summary is there, and textbooks are there. In this table of course and instructor textbooks offering some will be there, management having some only, and then finance having some only, and it will be repeated offering. To remove the it will be again and repeated. To remove multi-value dependency for a relation, we divided the relation into two relations. That is a teacher having some course and instructor will be there, and text dependence, which is the above table divided into two parts. And then next one is this is a Bicot normal form about the all the things. This is I am telling about the today topics are covered, all the topics are covered. And then next topic, the remaining topics tomorrow I will discuss on this on the things. Thank you.